All right, so as you could probably tell, we haven't recorded in a while by the cobwebs, but it's Halloween.
Hey,
Happy Halloween.
Yeah,
it's the month of Halloween, baby.
I know. I was hoping by the time this gets uploaded,
It might actually be
it's
Halloween.
It's Halloween. Happy Halloween.
Yeah, we don't just dress up like this every day, so.
So yeah,
I mean, don't mind me in my private time.
Bobby was like,
I was about to go to bed, guys. What happened? Why are we recording?
we showed up
This is my pajamas.
We showed up for an episode today, and Bobby's like, wait, I thought you guys were gonna wear costumes.
So I had to go into my Riddler suit, and then cousin was like, "Yeah, it's casual."
No, we're just like, oh hey, you got your nice costume. We're like, oh, we're in costumes today. No, he was wearing this when we got here. So anyway, for the month of Halloween, we are going to try and do as many uploads as we can. So that will give us probably like what, 3?
4.
No, if we're lucky.
I'm aiming for 8 videos this month. That's my goal.
Insane.
4, a movie a week, and then hopefully a special every week. And we'll try to keep those entertaining.
Very
We'll
ambitious.
see what we can Scooby Doo. Anyway, in the meantime, we're going to be talking about one of our favorite movies, Trick or Treat.
Yeah, if you watched when we were talking about the best Halloween movies, Trick or Treat was the 10 out of 10, the GOAT, as they say in modern time.
Halloween movies. Yep.
Yeah, Halloween movies. Yeah. Yes, it is
Like
perfect.
that's what you're going to put on Halloween.
Yeah, it's
Exactly. Yeah.
perfect movie for Halloween, and I think it's like still within the age range of like young teen to adults can enjoy it.
Yeah, it's nothing too crazy in the movie.
I can imagine like if you're like a 10-year-old, you'd be like, all right, like it might be a little intense, but for the most part, it's a pretty good movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so.
No, I'm saying you put it on during
What is it, PG-13? You're like, oh yeah, like if you're under 13, it's probably not going to be good for
It's
you.
not PG-13 though.
Oh, rated R, right?
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
2007 though. It's different times.
Different times.
Different times.
Came out in 2007,
2007.
and it was supposed to be a theater release, but it did not come out in theaters. It got
Nope.
released straight to DVD.
Equivalent to today's straight to streaming.
Yeah, no, I saw it on Netflix. I'm pretty sure that's what I watched
Oh
it
yeah,
on.
yeah.
Or it might have been like Showtime when we had it for like free for like a week.
Yeah, that's what you were watching.
Yeah.
All right, you want to start us off, Leo?
Yeah. So, Trick or Treat is an anthology movie. It just talks about like the night of Halloween. It tells 3 different stories. Your people are calling you, dude.
Yeah, I was trying to match my voice, my lips with the barking.
Make it seem like it's coming out of me.
I know. So it tells the story of like 3 different stories take place the night of Halloween, how they all interconnect at the end.
Intertwine. Like a web.
Intertwine. Yep. There's 3 stories.
This is Spider-Man.
3 stories or 4 stories?
5.
No.
So
You're the one who's supposed to remember this.
all right. It's a great movie. Watch it if you haven't before watching this video.
1000% watch this movie, please, because it's worth a watch. And
Available right now as a recording. It's available on HBO Max and what did you say, Amazon Prime for free.
I thought it was
Yeah.
on Hulu as well.
It's not
is
on
not.
Hulu.
It's not on Hulu anymore.
Nope.
All right.
So anyway, let's try and figure out how many stories there were because there was the cold open,
Mm-hmm.
which was the
Robot lady.
putting away decorations before you're supposed to.
Right.
Then the next one was the
Principal.
werewolves.
No,
It starts off with the
then-
werewolves, but we don't find out about that later.
Yeah, you kind of not werewolves, like the girls
Sexy
going to the
chicks.
parties.
Nice.
You
Yeah.
start
Yeah,
with the
so
girls going to the
sexy
parties.
ladies.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And their story concludes later because
Right.
then we meet up with the principal.
The principal carving a pumpkin,
Mhm.
and then you see some just fat kid just destroying pumpkins.
Yeah, that's part of his
That's
story.
hard of his. And
part
then
of
the
his
one
story.
following that is the little boys, the little
The
kids.
bus, yeah.
The bus driver and little
The-
kids.
That's right, okay.
School bus.
We're trying to
The
keep it
Halloween
as
school bus
vague as
massacre.
possible, except the
Right.
werewolf part.
Exactly.
That's what it
Exactly.
is, right? It's called the Halloween school bus massacre or something.
I think so. Yeah.
Or
And
tragedy.
then the
I
following,
saw a sweater of it just today, and
Oh,
I
I
couldn't remember
see.
what it was called.
and the one after that is Sam as a trick or treater showing up at
At the principal's house.
the bus drivers.
Oh, the old man's house.
Yeah, and it was the old man.
Yeah.
We're bad at this. And
Yeah.
then
It's because they have a bunch of different stories that you think they're like, oh, this story is different
Yeah,
from that
it's
one.
an anthology.
It's not like a standard anthology where it's one short film, then the next one, then the next one. They try and combine them.
Yeah.
They're all interwoven. So
Like the
for
old
example-
man that you see, you later find out he's the bus driver for this movie. The guy that dies with the werewolves, you later find out that he was the principal. So
who
it's like
also was like pretending to be a vampire.
exactly. So it's like
That's
they're
all
all intertwined in some reason.
All right. Heavy spoilers going forward.
Heavy
We're like
spoilers.
accidentally spoiling as we go. So
We told him to watch it. It's
we
fine.
said watch like
It's
5 times.
fine.
All right, here going forward, straight spoilers. All right, favorite parts of the movies. Go.
Best parts?
Favorite part, favorite anthology portion, favorite story within the anthology. Sexy werewolves.
Actually, no.
I knew that was.
I gotta say the Sam versus the bus driver. That one takes the cake for me.
That was a little. I liked it, but it was a little crazy.
That's the fun of it.
That's the fun of it.
Yeah,
that's the
that's
fun
the
of it.
It was like a creature feature in the middle of nowhere.
I kind of like the principal one, not because it was like my favorite part, but it was because it's before you find out.
Oh yeah.
Like if you're watching this film for the first time and you don't know it's this anthology film, you think like, oh, maybe he's the killer and he was the one who killed a woman at the beginning of the movie.
Right.
And then the girls getting ready for the party. It's like, oh, maybe they're gonna be the main characters. And then you see the principal and he kills the kid, and it's like, what's going on? Is he the killer in this movie? And
Right, he was, but there was a bigger bad. Wolf.
Yeah.
Big bad wolf. I wasn't making a dog
big
joke.
bad wolf. Yeah.
Right.
No, yeah, there was overall movie's fantastic. Each story is supposed to talk about the spirit of Halloween, and like Sam is like the
Spirit of Halloween.
He's the director tried to go for create a mascot, because Christmas got Santa.
Sure. Yeah.
Or Jesus. I don't know. And then you got the Easter Bunny on Easter.
Or
else?
Jesus.
Or Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus can kind of be.
Yeah.
Shout out to JC. You know.
JC.
But when it came to horror, it was nothing really specific. It's either a movie.
It's a
or
skeleton.
Iconic stuff it was never like a specific character for Halloween itself, and that was supposed to be Sam. So that's why the outfits to appease the Halloween spirit.
Yeah, because they don't really say it outright, but there's pretty much like certain rules of Halloween that you have to follow, otherwise
you die.
Sam will get you.
The directors and writers of this were going for they pulled from different like pagan traditions and like different parts that created Halloween over the course of time, and then they wrote stories that would match them, and also with modern day like twist to it, like the sexy werewolves is like, oh, it's not about dressing scary. It's about
you think they're vampires.
It's meant to be like they're like the deterrent from the Halloween spirit, but at the same time it still fits within that realm. And then on top of that, just that they weren't the ones that were the prey.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's why it was a nice little twist to that.
Because I know one of the first rules you learn is don't take down your Halloween decorations.
Yeah, your jack-o'-lanterns
keep your jack-o'-lantern lit.
Yes. Exactly. That's actually like a true belief back in the day, though.
Yeah, it's to ward off evil spirits.
Evil spirits, yeah, during Halloween.
I think they used to use like a squash, right? Or they used to use something like
something to like
Yeah.
ward off the evil spirits, technically.
Because I was watching the special features before this. It's on YouTube, so you guys can look it up. I'll probably throw something up there for you.
Mm-hmm.
That's your job.
Yeah, it's you, but I'll send it to you. They literally talk about each one, and they go into pretty good detail. Like Sam was supposed to be like I said, the Halloween spirit. The idea of him is that he's like a baby, like an infant almost. Like that's why.
Yeah, he's like a kid.
Yeah, he was played by a kid, and then like the look of him is supposed to be like almost like an infant. Like that's why his face doesn't look
like a fetus.
Yeah, like a fetus. There you go. Thank you.
Okay,
it's all sank in. It's all like skeletal.
He has a big skull, forehead.
And he was supposed to be born like in a pumpkin patch.
Yeah, exactly.
so he has pumpkin guts and stuff. But what is it?
Which I mean, great idea for like a photo shoot for a newborn baby if you're into Halloween.
Oh yeah,
that'd be fun.
The director also had created the character before in the movie, which I thought was interesting. He goes, "What was it called?" I sent it to you guys.
Season's Greetings.
Season's Greetings.
Season's Greetings, man.
I didn't know that was a thing before this.
I'm sorry. I'm just laughing because every single time you look,
Yeah,
either him or
Scooby's-
him.
it's like Scooby's agreeing with you everything. He's agreeing with everything you're saying.
I was laughing when I put it on.
Yeah,
Season's Greeting. Apparently, he had wrote in like a little animated short,
And
it has features Sam in it.
I
haven't seen it.
It's a cartoon.
I haven't seen it.
It's great.
it's a cartoon?
I saw it.
I was gonna show it to you before we started, but we got really busy with.
It's a cartoon. It was released in like the 90s, I think.
I don't know.
Yeah,
it was when he was still like a student. So.
It's like in the style of Tim Burton in a way. It's pretty cool, actually.
Watch it when we're done.
Yeah,
and maybe we'll again.
Yeah,
maybe we'll throw a clip on screen right
it's
now.
on YouTube. Yeah.
It's like 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So what other stories took place? Don't take your decorations down too early.
Yeah.
Oh, there was the trick or treat. That the saying came from apparently like a town that this is from the special feature. So correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh my god, then it's not part of the story, man. It's just
No, but
features.
what inspired it was that there was a town where kids kept pranking way too much, and it's like to appease them, they were just giving them like come dressed up to our houses. We'll give you treats. Just please knock off.
Stop lighting
destroying
Stop
stuff.
destroying our shit.
So like at some point, I guess that happened, and that's where the idea of trick or treater came, and then that's where that first story like comes from. Like it's very fun, very good movie. Hope you watched it. All right.
You know, I was thinking in the movie because they're like, oh, in this town, like everybody's really in the Halloween spirit. You know, everyone's dressing up, they're doing parties and all this stuff. I was like, they're doing a lot of last minute stuff for a town that's like really into Halloween.
Oh yeah, it's like a whole
that's true. Yeah,
There's a whole, I mean, no, because they have a parade, right? But in the movie, like, oh yeah, like this town loves Halloween. Like they're doing all this stuff for it. It's like it's Halloween night. They're at a costume shop. A bunch of people are still buying costumes. They're still carving jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah, it's like a small town.
Yeah,
yeah, I know.
I was like, I thought they were supposed to be like really into Halloween. Like they're not prepared at all.
No, one of my favorite parts of the beginning of the movie is she's like, we gotta take all this down tonight, and it's like their house is completely dedecorated.
Mm-hmm.
I will put like a screenshot, but it's like the whole house. Like that's just gonna take you all night to take down. I think they literally like it's gonna take us all night to do this. We don't have to do this. She's like, my mom's coming tomorrow. It's like the whole house, the whole town's decorated.
You know what's upsetting is because she was like, oh, I'm gonna take this down, and like the whole thing was like, oh, she's not into the spirit of Halloween.
Mm-hmm.
They put in so much work in that house. Like you're gonna say like she wasn't into the idea of Halloween.
Yeah, they just wanted to make her like an annoying character.
She was like, I don't know. It makes sense.
A lot of this movie try to go like, from what I noticed, doesn't go for any like mean spirited kills. Like they try to make you dislike everybody. Kind of like,
true. Yeah.
Like you don't feel bad too much for everyone that dies in the movie, except for maybe like the little kids. But like that's happening.
Yeah, I was like, there's like
the only person that I felt bad for was during the ghost kid scene. There was a kid that was like.
You're talking about the handsome Chad who was like helping her out at the end, or are you talking about the fat kid?
After he scared the shit out of her.
Yeah, after he scared the shit out of her.
I was like,
but he's all like, actually, that was a little too much. Like, I don't want to do this anymore. And then like.
And then he went back because he thought his friends were in trouble.
Yeah.
But he didn't want her getting scared in case they were playing a prank. So he was like, hey, wait here. Like,
exactly.
I'm gonna go check it out myself.
Yeah.
And if you don't know what we're talking about, basically, they played a prank on her, and the spirits ended up being real.
Exactly.
And so also, the little blonde girl who's like just a little, you know,
the mean one,
the mean one, yeah.
Yeah. What about her?
I was like, she's like a small Amber Heard.
That was
I
gotta touch that. I'm a
small
dog.
douchebag.
Wow.
Small douchebag.
The what is it? The little girl's name was Rhonda, the one they played the pranks on, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. I just remember her house is like amazing jack-o'-lanterns. Like I was like, I had like a really awesome shot of just like the whole house. Just
that wasn't her house, was it?
Yeah, it was.
I remember
because they asked to borrow one of hers jack-o'-lanterns to take to the thing.
Oh.
And she had like a million. All right, what else? Oh
yeah, I was thinking like the only people who actually prepared for Halloween were those kids.
Yeah.
Because they had to have had those costumes down there beforehand, before they took her there.
Yeah.
And then
that's true. Yeah.
Anyway.
Oh, it was all for a prank though. So,
so let's start from the beginning. So the first one.
Run through the movie?
Sure. I mean, just quick rundown through the little shorts.
Go for it.
Movie starts off with like that right there, actually, right next to you. There you go.
Yeah.
There you
Opening
go.
kill of the movie.
Opening kill of the movie. It has a huggy puck. Oh no, it has a lollipop.
Huggy puck.
He looks
kind
like
of
a
movie you're
lollipop.
watching.
I know.
Sam sees someone disrespecting Halloween and goes in for
the kill.
For the kill.
Sticks the lollipop in her mouth.
Yeah.
Well, he slits her throat.
And
with
then
the lollipop.
yeah.
He sticks it in her mouth.
And then her husband that was super into Halloween was upstairs watching Animal Planet stuff. And
Right.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was not Animal Planet.
What was it?
It was porn.
Oh, he was getting ready for Snoop
It's
Snoop.
Animal Planet. Anyway.
Yeah. What kind of animal?
It's Animal Planet.
Animal in the sheets. No, because remember he was like, oh, like, what will do tomorrow? She's like, oh, my mom's coming over, and he was like, oh.
That's why she had to take down the
And
decorations.
then she was like, all right, go put on the tape, and he's like, yes, and then he went upstairs and he fell asleep.
After that is the kid that's like taking down the jack-o'-lanterns on the street.
Oh, that was another thing I thought was like one of the traditions is like have a costume.
Okay.
Because the kid just have a teacher that's like, oh, this is my costume. Like
right,
the
and
laziest thing
he
you
was
can put on.
also taking down jack-o'-lanterns, which is like the worst thing you could do. So it's like that's two right there, you know.
It was a little boy from Bad Santa. That's what we were talking about, right?
I
Curly hair, chubby guy.
Yeah.
Chubby kid, yeah.
Yes, he was
The
in.
ginger.
Yes, he was in Bad Santa. And it was,
Oh yeah.
that was his
like
iconic role before. This
He
movie.
was just the fat kid, bad boy.
In this movie, yes. Hopefully, I haven't seen him in a long time. Yeah. Good. Hope everything's good with him.
It's been a good amount of years, right?
Yeah, 20.
So,
No, not yet.
not yet. 20 years.
Like 15. I don't know. Kind of 16 years.
16.
So, yeah. His story was he was a little jerk and kept smashing pumpkins, and he thought Sam was gonna get him, and he found out that it was The principal.
The principal,
Right.
yeah.
The principal.
What's his
Who is it?
name? It's
Poison
like
him with
Henry-
candy.
What's his Wilkins? Wilkins something.
Mr. Wilkins. We'll just call him
What's
Mr. Wilkins.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the principal, Mr. Wilkins. The kid, there's a he
I'm
left.
traumatized from
yeah.
that trivia, dude.
You don't know.
Pamela Voorhees. Pamela Voorhees.
But it was he had a he you know it's a rule for Halloween, not in the movie, but just in real life. Don't leave a bowl out of candy that says take one, because
Oh, okay, that's what he did.
the first person, the first person who gets there is taking all the candy. So the kid goes to get all the candy, and the principal comes and he's like, "It's just candy. Like you can take some. Like I bought more." He's like, "You know what? Like have a seat. Like let's talk for a bit." And he's doing like a whole like
Do you
Andy
know where?
Griffin,
Yeah. Where did Halloween came from? The spirit of it, and it explains it to him.
Yeah, and he's talking to him. And he's like, "Oh, there is another rule of Halloween. Always check your candy." And the kid starts like vomiting up like
black tar and stuff.
not. It's just like chocolate and vomit.
Sure.
He's just eating candy all night.
It looks like tar. It looks like it looks like chocolate. It's just poison. It's like blood and poison.
Rat poison. He just poisoned the kid.
Yeah, and then he throws up his guts, and then he goes and buries him in his backyard, and then thus commences one of the funniest scenes in a horror, like a dark horror joke.
Talking about the dog?
No, he's digging a hole.
Yeah.
And then Billy's like, "Hey, Dad, when are we gonna cut the jack-o'-lantern?" And he's like,
not now, Bill. Like, what's his name?
It's Billy, I'm pretty sure. But
He's like, not now, Billy. He's like, I'm busy. He's like, oh, he's like, what? Like, he's like Billy, like, shut up, like,
as he's digging a hole in the backyard.
Because he's trying not to get attention to himself. Because
Right.
like, you probably should be killing kids and burying them in your backyard. Anyway, the kid yelling, and then on top of that, there was a dog who started
Barking
at him.
Yeah.
Was this his neighbor dog?
It was his neighbor's dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I guess his neighbor outside.
Yeah, so then he's like, he uses a shovel, cuts off a piece of the kid's hand, and like his thumb
Finger.
or whatever.
I
Yeah.
thought
And
he
feeds it to
cut
the
up
dog.
some- Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
about that.
But then the neighbor gets there and he's like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "What are you doing down there?" And he's like, "Oh, my septic tank's broken,
Yeah.
so I'm trying to fix it." And he's like, "Oh," I was like, "Well, be quiet." He's like, "Happy Halloween." He's like, "Oh, like screw you, man."
that reminded me of Home Improvement.
Yeah.
The neighbor in the backyard, like, "Hey, let me give you some helpful advice." and then he's trying to finish up, and then Billy's like, "What are we gonna do with the jack-o'-lantern?"
He's like, "Not now, Billy."
Oh, the first one is because he came home from trick or treating. He's like,
Yeah.
"I'm home," all loud. That seems hilarious.
Was that kid from anywhere else?
I don't
Which
know.
one? The curly hair?
No,
Not the fat kid, but the
Billy, the-
principal's son.
No, not that I think of. He was really young.
he might have been something later on, but
Probably, yeah.
do some
Hey,
research. there.
your collar's upside down.
I appreciate
there
that.
you
I
go,
wanna
there
go.
you go.
You
There
don't want to
go.
leave
Oh,
your
it might be a 9 in the shot actually because of the.
Yeah, there
you don't want to leave your address out where it's like if lost returns.
Oh yeah, right.
He has an air tag in him.
Going on my ear too.
we're gonna be like trying to record an episode one day. Like, oh man,
We
like
clipped
where's
his
Bobby?
ears.
And it's like, oh, it's a good thing we got him chipped.
I know.
Next story.
Next story. So
All
next
right.
story is the bus driver, right?
Do you count the story with Billy right after, where he finally gets to carve his jack-o'-lantern?
Nah.
Don't forget to let me do the
Oh
eyes.
yeah, when it turns out
Let's
being the kid.
do
Because that happens immediately.
let's do
after.
the full stories so we don't have to keep going back and forth. Because I mean, they're
Go for it. I'll follow
so
your
let's
lead.
Just quickly, yeah.
Let's do the Halloween party chicks.
Sure, yeah.
So it starts off with a little boy who looks too young to be interested in women, peeking through the
That was a cameo.
Yeah,
That
fun
was a
fact.
That was
Fun
a cameo.
fact.
That's Sam.
The Sam.
nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's how they paid him.
There you go.
But yeah, so it starts off with a bunch of women there in the dressing room and they're like picking out costumes. They're like, "Oh, like my boobs are popping out." Like, yeah, I know. And I
It's
was like,
Halloween.
nice. So they're getting ready for a party and they go, "Yeah, we just got to find our dates." And they have a friend she's a little more timid than the rest of them.
Who dresses like
Red Robin Hood.
Little Red Riding Hood?
And
yeah,
steals
Red
powers from other X-Men's. Just,
Yes.
FYI.
That was her?
Yeah.
That's Rogue, yeah.
Okay, I was watching. I was like, "It's super familiar."
Yeah.
So she was also in. Was it True Blood?
Oh, yeah, she was in True Blood.
Suki, I think her name is.
Suki, yeah.
It's been a while. She was.
Oh, my God,
she
yeah,
was
that's
a fairy.
right. Yeah, that's
I've
right.
never seen True Blood.
There's a lot of.
But there's
sexy
a lot
scenes.
of
It's
there's a lot of
HBO show.
a lot of scenes in there where they're saying like, "Oh, like yeah, like it's gonna be your first time and this and that, and you're a virgin." They're not talking about snoo. They're talking about killing.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is every year they dress up, act all like dainty or whatever. They get a date. They go into the woods and they are
Werewolves.
Werewolves.
Woo!
and they just kill people. They just eat
Yep.
them.
They reversed what I did. Actually,
one
no,
of
they did
the
light it.
one of the dudes that was stalking her. You're thinking like, oh, he's a vampire. Oh,
Yeah,
he's
'cause
stalking them.
You see
know?
him, and he's like making out with the girl in an alleyway,
Yeah.
and he bites her neck, and he kills her.
Right.
And the vampire dude's like, "Oh, here's my next victim. Like, here's just some little girl dressed up as a
Red Riding
Little
Hood.
Red Riding.
Red."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
And
I said
then
something wrong the first time, so I don't want to say it.
I know.
It's all
And
good.
then
He's like the
But
red hood.
that scene has a really iconic, or not an iconic shot, but a nice little reference shot to "I Know What You Did Last Summer." I love that.
Oh, where he leaves the
I was
body.
literally, I was
Yeah.
watching. She's running. You're like, she's not gonna make it because that's what didn't happen in that movie.
Yeah.
And then she makes it.
She makes it, but everyone's like, "Oh, she's drunk. Like, leave her alone. Like, nobody paid attention to her. Like,
I
this
know.
That was a fun
cool
like,
costume, but like, we're not gonna talk to you."
for horror
Yeah.
fans. I like that little moment. I was like, oh, that's just that vibe. And
Yes,
then
that was the end of the.
you want to finish that story completely?
I mean, we can, but
Alright.
so he goes there. She's like, "Hey, I'm going to a party. Do you want to come with me?" So he goes, and he's like, "Oh, like I'm a vampire." And she's like, "No, you're not. Like, there are scary things out there,
yeah.
for example." And then that's when they start all tearing off their
Plot
flesh.
twist. He's not a vampire, and they're werewolves.
Yeah, it's a double twist.
Double
And-
twist.
and who
Yeah,
was
there
it?
you go.
360.
And then there's a quadruple twist. Who was the vampire?
It was Mr. Wilkins.
Yes,
Hey,
Principal.
the principal. And who's watching?
Sam.
Sam!
It ties back in.
It's a fun movie.
It's
It
a
really
great movie,
is.
yeah.
And I love the animatronics they used for that scene because they did
Oh, with the werewolves?
the werewolves. Yeah, because they're not CG. Like you
They're
can
all
clearly
practical.
tell that they went for it. And
I like that Sam's just hanging out.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's just
Oh,
chilling
another
there.
fun cameo in that too. Shelby, there was a guy dressed like a baby. You guys remember?
Yeah,
him?
yeah, I remember.
Yeah, that was the guy who dressed like the big man baby from 13 Ghosts.
That is fun. That is a
Interesting.
fun movie.
Interesting.
I remember because I was like, he looks familiar.
I was thinking of the scene
That's
from
very interesting.
Rugrats where that guy was dressed up as a giant baby, and he was like, "Hey, kid, pull my finger," and then Jelly was like, "Ah." But I like that scene because you think they're trying to find her a date, and her sister calls her. He's like, "Hey, who's your favorite sister?" He's like, "I found a guy for you," and then she's like, "Oh, like is he cute, or is he young?" And she looks over, and it's just a fat guy dressed as a baby. He's like, "Yeah, he's young." He's like, "Is he good looking?" She's like, "He's got a great personality." 'Cause that's girls are like the meanest people who, without like saying outright, like the meanest things.
Exactly. Yep.
We don't have a girl here, so I can't have an opinion. I plead the fifth.
But,
Next story then.
yeah,
That
next story.
concludes that story. It was very fun.
So you did.
And it has that. What's that awesome
So
song?
next story is
Oh, there was a.
There was a-
So there's the kids, right? So
Some of
with
the kids.
the school bus massacre,
mhm.
it starts off
Sweet
with the kids doing a scavenger hunt. So first they go to the principal's house,
Sure.
and he's covered in blood, and they're like, "Oh, hey, cool costume." He's like, "Yes,
burning.
costume."
Burning.
deal with it.
It's go. Oh, I'll suffer from my art.
So you sweat through your paws. All right, go
That's
on.
your process. You gotta breathe out your tongue. Bring out your mouth.
Oh no, his nose is dry.
Oh, no. Give him some water. But anyway, so they're trick or treating, but they're also doing a scavenger
so
hunt.
stupid.
I know it's so good.
Yeah, go ahead. My
Are
bad,
you
my
ready?
bad.
Are you
My
ready,
bad, my bad,
guys?
Yeah.
Professional.
Are we
My bad.
working right now?
Yeah, professional. Okay.
Okay.
Ready.
Okay. So it starts off with the kids. They're going trick or treating.
Yeah.
They go to the principal's house.
Uh-huh.
They see him covered in blood, and they assume it's a costume. He's like, "Yes, perfect costume."
Can I take your
And they
jack-o'-lantern?
go, "Hey, can I take your jack-o'-lantern?" And they goes like, "You're not gonna smash it, are you?" They go, "No, it's for a scavenger hunt." And he goes, "Oh, I mean, if it's for a good cause, sure." And then they go to another party, and it's like a teacher of theirs, and they're all drunk and like, "Hey, kids, you want some liquor?" He's like, "I promise I won't tell." And one of the kids is like, "Kinda." And they're like, "No, like
We got something. We're doing
yeah,
something.
we're going." It's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, well, can we borrow a jack-o'-lantern?" And they go, "Yeah, it's fine." One thing that I thought was fun about that scene is they're listening to a song in the background.
Yeah.
Have you seen the Purge episode of Rick and Morty?
Yes.
Yeah.
It feels
feels
good.
good, yeah.
That song's playing in the background while they're
Oh.
Oh,
partying.
no, I did not notice
That's
that.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought of.
Let's go. This movie
But
has a good soundtrack
Yeah,
too.
so they're going door to door. They're collecting jack-o'-lanterns, and the reason they're doing that is because they're doing a ritual.
Mm-hmm.
So what was it? 30 years ago?
I don't remember.
30
Let's
years
just
ago,
say
yeah.
30.
Let's say 30 years ago. Around 30 years ago, there was a incident where there was a bunch of kids. They were
Going to school, Halloween.
yeah, but they weren't like
They were special.
Oh, they were
needs
special.
kids.
Yeah,
They're
special
special
needs
needs,
kids.
okay.
Yeah.
They were special need kids that always had to go to school via the same bus,
Yeah.
and the parents paid off the bus driver to get rid of the kids because they were ashamed of them,
Mm-hmm.
and so the bus driver was gonna drive them off a cliff into a ravine and drown them all because he buckled them up and they could not get out of the
yeah.
restraints.
He put all the kids in restraints, and the idea was he was gonna put the bus and then drive it off a cliff.
But one of the kids clearly recognizes that they're not going the right way and like
he
freaks out.
Yeah, he freaks out. He gets out of his restraints and he takes over the bus, and the whole bus
crashes anyways.
Crashes
Still
out.
goes into the
Yeah.
water anyways, and they all drowned.
Yep. Flash
And-
forward 30 years later.
They say they never found the bus.
They never found the kids.
They never found the kids, and they never found the bus driver.
Exactly.
So then they go down there and they say, yeah, like it's a ritual. Like, so there's, they say, how many kids?
10?
7?
7 or
I
10?
thought it was 7, but
Seven.
It was like
Let's go with 7,
kids,
yeah.
7 jack-o'-lanterns. I swear I saw this movie today. We were doing some stuff beforehand, but so they go down there and they're like, yeah, like keep the jack-o'-lanterns lit, like it's gonna keep you protected. And then they go down this like elevator, and then they're about to go in a group, and they go, oh no, only 3 people at a time, so you 2 stay up here. So it was
it's like a mining shaft elevator.
I know,
almost.
yeah.
It's on a cliffside for the ravine, but it's like one of those ones where it's like a construction one where you press the button, it goes down one.
Right.
So like only 3 at a time because weight limit or scared
Yeah.
if it's gonna break.
so they leave the witch and the pirate behind,
Mm-hmm.
and then they send the elevator back up. So then they start going down. As they're going down, you hear all the kids basically get taken out one by one.
This was one of the kids, the vampire, right?
That was
There
one
you
of the
go,
school
yep.
bus kids.
I was almost, yeah, that's why. I pointed at it.
Mhm.
We got it back there. We tried.
We tried. We put an effort on today's set because it's Halloween.
Yeah.
But anyway, it seems like all the kids are getting snuffed out, and they're freaking out while they're going down the elevator. And then the witch girl's like, I'm gonna go look. I'm gonna go see if they're okay. So she tells the pirate kids like, hey, just keep your jack-o'-lantern lit. It'll protect you. And she goes out, and a bunch of kids start crawling from out underneath the soil, and they start grabbing at her.
Mm-hmm.
Turns out that was just a super mean prank. And I forget what happens. Like, she trips and she hurts herself, right?
Yeah.
She has a Velma moment. Glasses fall off and she can't see anything, and then they catch her, and then they just fucking laughing at her.
Oh no, she passes out.
She
She gets
passes
hurt.
out. I just remember that.
She gets hurt, and then you find out it was the kids.
She hit
They're
her
like,
head?
hey man, like we that was too far. Like that wasn't cool. And she's kind of like shaken up. He's like, hey, like just grab everything. Like let's just go. So then she goes back with the guy to the elevator,
Mm-hmm.
and you start hearing the other kids screaming. And he's like, I swear to God, like they better not be trying to prank you again. He's like, hey, wait here. I'm gonna go check that out. So he checks it out. So the ghost kids were real. And they start killing them all one by one after they, what?
blow out their jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah.
Breaking that Christmas.
One jack-o'-lantern left, and then he goes, hey, there's one jack-o'-lantern still lit. And the girl,
Takes
the
it.
blonde girl, no, not the Rhonda. The mean girl, the blonde one.
Yeah.
She kicks it into the lake.
Oh yeah, but that was before the zombies came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they take out the jack-o'-lantern. That's when all the kids come out. And the Rhonda is in the elevator shaft.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, oh, let us in. And she's like,
Nope.
nah. And she just presses the
She's
button.
like, I'm gonna nah.
Yeah,
And
press
leaves
the
with the
button.
last jack o'
She
lantern.
leaves them all down there. They all die.
And then you gotta get nice little squishy sounds.
Yeah, nice little squish.
And there was 8 kids on board of that bus.
8 kids.
8
okay.
kids.
I
There
had,
we
I
go.
just, it was bugging me.
8 kids, 8 jack-o'-lanterns. As she's leaving, like they're all dead. She's leaving. She sees.
Good old Sammy boy.
Sam.
Woo!
They make a little eye contact, and they both go their
Is that
separate
right?
ways.
He's right there.
He's chilling right here.
He's somewhere.
He's here. He's watching.
There he is. We've appeased him, so we're good.
I know,
We're
yeah.
good. We can
Which-
allowed to be in the room with him.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did the werewolves. We did the
The
principal.
principal.
We did the
Little
opening
kids.
scene.
The opening
little
scene,
kids.
the
So now we
kids.
are on the bus driver.
Yep.
The bus driver and Sam.
Yep.
There we go. So, the bus driver. We just cut to this old man,
The old man that was the neighbor of the principal.
right? The one that's like, hey, what are you doing?
Uh,
Turns out that he's just an old man, who we later found out that he was actually the bus driver that
Yeah, we-
killed all the
Who
kids.
Escaped the
You
crash.
find that out
Exactly.
like halfway through, right? Or no, you
Yeah.
figure out like as soon as he goes into his house.
Exactly.
He has a
yeah.
picture of the kids on from the bus, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Which I don't know why. I mean, if you just,
Just-
Plot
I guess.
convenience.
sure. Yeah. Plot armor. Let's go.
no,
Yeah.
Plot convenience.
Like
Sure.
if I ever accidentally killed someone, I'd have a photo on them. So if
Yeah,
anyone ever
just
asks,
to let the
like,
audience
oh.
know that I did that.
Yeah. Like they don't know, but I know.
What I know. I know.
So what is he's not serving candy, right?
No, all of
No.
his lights are off.
Yeah.
He's not.
You done goof.
He's like the Scrooge of Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Sam don't put up with that
And
shit.
Sam is the
Nope.
Santa of Halloween.
Exactly. He's a spirit of Halloween. So it's like, I don't know.
He's like, how dare! So he rolled up with his chocolate bar, and he was
With
like,
a razor blade in it.
yeah,
Yep.
I just like saying the chocolate bar though, because I'm a dog.
Because it's scary enough
It's
as it is.
lethal.
It doesn't need a razor to kill me.
Wolf. So Sam shows up and is like, "Yeah, no candy for me, bruh." And then he goes and breaks into his
First of all,
house.
Sam doesn't talk, but yeah, go on.
Yeah,
No, he said that. That was
it's
his
the
line.
spirit
Yeah, of course.
of
It was
Sam.
it was the quote. You see a picture of Sam and it says, "You have no candy for me, bruh." End quote.
Yeah, okay, all right,
Right.
all right.
So Sam basically roundhouse kicks this old man and starts tearing him around his own house. Old man gets a rifle, shoots
Shotgun.
shotgun,
Shoots him in the face.
and his head goes, and it's just fucking pumpkin guts.
Yeah, he
And-
just flies, hits the wall.
And he flings off his mask for a moment, and you get this like infant little head, like
Yeah.
little gremlin.
And then you know, full reveal, you see Sam's face for the first time in the movie.
And it's not great.
It's pretty great. What do you mean?
It's good. I'm saying like it's not as iconic as like the burlap sack.
No, I think it's more iconic than that.
Really?
I think so.
I
'Ause
got,
look at-
I got,
they
Oh,
made
okay,
this-
no, obviously the
agree
sack
with Raymond.
is pretty iconic, but like the face, that's the money
was
shot.
good.
That's the money shot of the whole entire movie. I feel
It's,
like.
that's the thing about creatures is once you reveal their face, it's kind of like so like when they reveal. Oh, that's not. I thought we got Michael Myers. But once when they revealed Michael Myers' face in the first one, it's like, oh yeah, it's like somehow less scary because of the unknown aspect of it. But yeah, cool little gremlin, little creature, pumpkin gremlin. What is that freaking the Great Pumpkin? Is that the name of the?
Yeah, the great.
Sam's
Pumpkin.
the Great Pumpkin.
Yeah.
That's what he is. Then what happens? He goes to finish off the bus driver, stab, and he stabs into a candy
bar.
tree. Yeah.
Yep.
And he's like, "Orale,
He's got his
Yeah.
candy.
you got my candy."
He's
good to go.
he's like, you're safe for tonight.
Yeah,
I got my
yeah.
candy.
Thank you, bro.
Leaves the man. The man learns
Thank
his
you.
lesson.
I love that quote. Thank you, brah.
Yeah.
Sam.
And so from
Dab
there
it.
on, the old man / bus driver
You got to change
learns.
your heart. He's giving out candy on Halloween.
Yep.
Because he knows better.
He gets a knock on the door. He's covered in bandages. He's had
I
a
know,
rough
he's-
night.
he's all
arm in a
fucked up,
sling.
man.
Does he have his dog? I don't remember.
No, he doesn't. I don't think so.
No.
I thought the dog ran out, but okay. He's arm in a sling because he just got done getting beat up by.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna
Sam.
go give some candy to these kids. You know,
Yeah.
good
change their
as a
hearts.
good Halloween follower,
Samaritan.
devout Halloween
Mhm.
follower. And then they were the zombie kids. They apparently
found
there
his
was no weight
house.
limit
They-
on the elevator. And they were
So
able to
it's
get up
another
there.
another plot that ties back up together.
Yes, because technically, I guess the little kids summoned them by doing the ritual to summon them, and
Sure,
then
I guess. and
Yes.
yeah, so that's it's like they triggered the event. Yeah, and then we get a nice final kill with some comic book style shots, and this was supposed to be released side by side with a comic.
You're forgetting
strip.
one thing. The kid with the mask, with the vampire mask. What was the last word of the movie?
Trick or treat.
He just says trick or treat, and then all the kids just jump the bus driver. The end.
Yeah,
It's a
there
pretty
you
good
go.
movie. Yeah.
And then
I was rewatching it before we recorded, and I
Mhm.
didn't see like the last 5 minutes.
but the ending, the final credit scenes is basically his death, but in comic book form. And it was supposed to be released with a comic strip.
Oh
with
yeah,
it.
yeah. You're right. You're
I
right.
think it got released later down the line. I never actually saw it
Mm-hmm.
because this got delayed when it came out.
It got delayed mainly for.
Like it got delayed and the comic got delayed. So
yeah.
I never
yeah.
actually saw the comics like that.
I'm not
came
sure
with
why it got delayed. Actually, let me see.
it. It was before the vid time.
Well, to be honest, like I know there was a writer's strike during that time. So
Oh yeah, around 2007.
around there, yeah.
Well, I mean, the film would have been made by then.
I know, but let me
Like it would have
see.
been fully written. They probably would have been in the editing process to that point.
Oh my God! It says Trick or Treat delay has something to do with the Superman Returns flopping at the box office, as Bryan
Oh.
Singer had vouched for and produced the film.
The director of Trick or Treat also created Superman Returns, and he also did
No,
X
no,
Men
no,
2,
no,
right?
no,
Right?
No, that was Bryan Singer. Bryan Singer was supposed to produce the movie. The director of Trick or Treat is Michael Dougherty
Okay.
Dougherty.
Yeah.
The director of X-Men and Superman Returns was Bryan Singer. Bryan Singer was supposed to produce Trick or Treat, and since Superman Returns flopped the box office, he was like, yeah, I'm gonna take a break.
Yeah,
for
he's
a
like,
while.
I'm actually low on funds now.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
I'm not gonna produce this yet.
And then Warner Brothers was
all.
actually like, they were being hesitant on how to market a film where multiple kids die. So maybe, so maybe,
Makes sense.
so maybe
How would
that's
that be
why.
hard to do? He's like, hey, you guys want to see kids die? It's like, line me up.
Maybe that's why.
So the adaptation, so they're apparently they're like 4 separate stories in the comics. So they're like it's another anthology itself.
Mhm.
I know there was hints that there was gonna be a Trick or Treat 2, but then it's been so many years now.
Yeah.
Because it's funny because I was watching and listening to other channels and stuff talking about this from like 2-3 years ago, and they were saying like how at this time, like if you think about it, how recent did Sam become like as popular as he is, considering that this movie wasn't
not until like 2010, 2012.
Because
right?
we saw it for the first time
In,
when
like,
we were in
2008.
high school.
No,
No,
2007 is when it came out.
I know, but we saw
So I
it
was,
when
like,
it came out on
13.
Netflix, which came out like 3 years later.
Like 2010.
We saw it like 2011, 2010, around there.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't see him become really popular till like 2013, 2012,
Yeah.
almost. Yeah. So like it didn't become a cult classic till like maybe 5 years later.
I believe the channel I was watching was Hack the Movies.
I believe the channel you were watching was called Cinemax. Okay.
I
No,
believe
no,
the
the
channel
one
you
I
were
was-
watching was called Midnight Mayhem.
Yeah, I just want to give shout out to where it's due, even
Okay.
though it's like a 2-year old video.
You know, link all three of those channels we just mentioned.
Boom,
I
we just said their
know.
names. Just a picture.
Just a picture. And but before we finish it off, here's a quick question. Just give me like a small idea. If they were to make Trick or Treat 2, how would they? What are some ideas that could be included in that?
Well, no, they should just use the comic that they created.
I mean, I guess.
They have the
You
4
wanna-
stories already there. They have a story
Yeah, but
structure.
let's say you're a real diehard fan of Trick or Treat.
Yeah,
You
and
really
you
just want
want
to watch a adaptation of a
right,
comic that
or you
read?
want to make your own, all like, for example, for me,
I would.
I would,
That's
since
me.
years have passed, I would make so like the same story as like the dad killing kids. For me, it would be now his son killing kids because he was technically being raised to become a killer himself.
I would make him in the movie, just like just continue his
Mhm.
continue him as in the next part. But
I think I would have made it. So it's the same idea, but instead of him doing like what his dad did, he's kind of more unhinged because he was like a wild kid.
Yeah,
So instead of him being like, oh, I'm gonna lure people in with poison candy, I'm gonna
Right.
kill them in the house, I feel like he would just be like a homeless guy, like going around and just.
murking people.
okay,
people,
yeah,
yeah.
sure, that could be good.
What would Sam be doing? Is Sam just gonna look exactly the same?
Yeah,
He should look exactly the same.
He's an immortal creature.
Maybe his face should look a little bit more updated, like his actual
So what?
monster face.
Same infant features, just
same pictures, just like a little
Just
bit more
like
like,
higher-
detailed practical effects. You know what I mean?
and no CG.
But no, please, no CG.
How
but
about
he-
that? Purely CG, so he'll be like Garfield,
Oh my god.
and everything else will be live action.
No,
That was
It'll be like Scooby Doo,
Like Bill
and
Murray?
everything else. will
it'll be
live
like
action.
Green Lantern's costume.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It'll be perfect.
I feel like he should be doing the same thing, just going around
Just-
trick or treating.
Watching, yeah.
Yeah, just watching in the
watching everything
background
unfold.
trick or treating. You know,
and someone goofs up, he knows
Yeah.
what to do.
exactly.
Bite
I-
his lollipop.
I
I
feel
like
like
there'd be a like random, just like, oh, like we got these girls drunk, and now we're gonna bring them back to our house, and then Sam is there, and he just like kills them because why not?
well, here's the thing.
I feel like that would be
I
a
wouldn't
scene
want
One-
to see that,
in
but
a
I
No,
would
no,
see-
no,
I
no,
would-
here's
I
the
wouldn't
thing.
mind
In a
it.
modern
Like,
day
and-
movie, I feel like they
One,
would've put that in.
that's a little bit too upsetting, and two,
Yeah, that's
he
what I
doesn't.
mean.
He's not like this hero in the movie. He's more like this overwatcher, spirit of Halloween, just kind of like witnessing things happen. You know what I mean?
Except when he killed that guy, or when he was gonna kill that guy, and when he killed that girl.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying like he doesn't
He's
do
pretty
it,
directly involved.
but he doesn't do it to like save people. He
They
kind of just does it.
disrespected Halloween.
He's almost like this neutral spirit of Halloween. You know what I mean? Like I
like
don't
Rhonda
know.
murdered those little kids. and
Yeah,
he's
like
Just
he's
straight
not.
up, yeah, he's like,
Yeah, like if somebody's getting mugged on Halloween night, he's not gonna pop out of the bush and just kill the mugger and like he's a
What if he-
hero.
what
You
if
know what I
the
mean?
mugger-
But
It's
he's
not
like,
like
you
your costume."
roofied those girls. Now I'm gonna get stepped in.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It just feels a little off. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Or what if it was like trick or treat, right? And they gave him like a little smooch on the kiss or whatever, but then they're like, oh, well, we're gonna roofie them because they like, you know, and it's like, well,
Oh.
you got the treat.
You asked him to get a hypothetical.
you
this
got
is
the-
what
Yeah,
you
I
asked
know,
for,
I know.
man.
And
You
I
got
had a
the
mistake.
treat, but
You know
then
what?
they're
Let's
still
get
full of
Prado on the
prank.
podcast and just replace Raymond.
No.
Said no.
Who
And-
comes up with half these ideas? You're gonna get rid of me, huh?
Huh? You can't live without me.
I'm gonna
Woof,
be like
woof.
Norman Osborn, and be like, I started this company. You can't get rid of me.
All
Do you know
right.
how much I sacrificed?
There you go. I was trying to think of a line.
I should have think of that too.
All right.
But yeah, I mean, it would be cool if they made a sequel, but I can't think logistically like how the stories would play out, or
And
if it would be as good as the.
Or how would they
original.
connect too? You know what I
My
mean?
my whole thing is that they just have to stay with the theme of what inspired Halloween.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's all they have to do.
Exactly.
So they would have to find 4 original stories that come from the inspiration of Halloween. Like they could do like a Dia de los Muertos, like I guess segment. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Like
and
have a
there are
Mexican family.
people.
Oh, yeah, that'd be cool.
There are people more
that's what I'm thinking.
talented than us that had longer to think of these ideas. So I mean, maybe there's a really good idea for a sequel, but
Maybe, hopefully, one day. I feel like Netflix would have like a really good shot at it. Netflix or Hulu.
What if instead of a movie they did an anthology series on Netflix?
That's better.
It'll have to be like 10 episodes. So.
Just about
7.
Like six to 10 episodes, about 15 minutes long.
Basically,
Not
this
that
has-
long,
this
man.
has
I
a
don't
like
feel like
45 minutes, right?
maybe.
35.
Okay,
So then each thing kind of feels like
like a
its own
segment,
short
like
its
a
own
Black
short,
Mirror
yeah.
episode almost.
but for Halloween. Okay, all
Yeah.
right. We're cooking.
Call us Netflix.
Let them cook,
Call
bro.
us Netflix.
Which is admitted as
Writer's strike is over. We can do this.
I know. Copyright.
No,
right?
yeah, this movie's so fantastic. It does inspire a lot of thought, and it's just a lot of fun to just rewatch. I mean, I probably rewatched this movie like a good dozen times since its debut, just because it's so.
It's just good.
Yeah.
So there you go. Hope you watched it. Hope if we spoiled it for you, I hope it inspired you to go watch it. Go watch it. It's fucking awesome. Go.
Like, I would have
Woof,
watched
woof.
it, but now I know all the stories, all 5 stories, and how they end.
I can't forget to get Scooby
just-
things.
If you can, just edit in like Scooby's laugh every time he does that.
Just at the end.
Just do the mouth movements.
All right, guys. That's
Is
gonna
that
be
good
it for
that's
today.
it, yeah.
The episode.
That's good
What
for
do we
this
got right now?
episode.
Time
41.
41. That's okay. That's good. We'll
That's
throw some clips
okay.
in. We'll make it 45.
Just like how the movie. We'll end it abruptly.
Trick or treat.
Trick or
Trick or
treat.
treat.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Woo!